For over 2 centuries, we have looked at this painting and seen a grand epic of the apocalypse. We see the dramatic composition, the swirling chaos, and Benjamin West's mastery. But you have been looking at the wrong thing. Let me show you what everyone else has missed for 200 years. Look closely, very closely, at the left side of the painting. Forget the pale rider for a second. We are here for something far more terrifying. This entire painting, this masterpiece, is not about the death you see. It is about a death you cannot see. Let me take you into the mind of Benjamin West. The core of his masterpiece, and the great secret it holds, is hidden in a single, almost lost figure. A detail that shifts the entire meaning of the canvas. This is not just a painting of the end of the world. It is a painting of a crime, a supernatural conspiracy. Let's find the true antagonist. This is not the rider on the pale horse. This is the pale shadow that has been hiding in plain sight. Now observe the way the light hits that corner. It is unnatural, intentional, calculated. Benjamin West was not merely painting a biblical verse. He was painting a witness. Look at the hand of the figure in the shadows. It is not reaching out for help. It is pointing. It is pointing at the pale rider, but notice the angle. The finger is not directed at the horseman. It is directed at the very sky above the horseman. This changes everything. We have been conditioned to fear the rider, to fear the sword and the chaos. But the artist is telling us that the rider is merely a distraction, a puppet. Something else is orchestrating this carnage from the heavens. See how the brushstrokes become frantic here. The chaos of the apocalypse was a mask for a much colder truth hidden in the anatomy of the shadows. When you look at the arm extended, notice the tension in the muscles. That is not the tension of a victim. That is the tension of someone who has seen the architect of the end. You feel that dread creeping in, don't you? We are reaching the final layer of this deception. The third mystery is the one that historians have overlooked entirely. Look at the ground beneath the pale horse. It is not dust. It is not debris from a battle. If you magnify the textures of the earth, you see shapes that should not exist in the 18th century. You see echoes of something ancient. The horse is not touching the ground. It is hovering. This is the masterstroke of the entire composition. Benjamin West painted a god of death who has no weight in this world. This confirms our theory. The entity behind this horror is not bound by our laws of physics. It is an intruder from another dimension. A force that simply stepped into our reality to harvest. You can see the shift in the color palette here. From the warm, mortal tones of the ground to the freezing, abyssal whites of the horse. The crime is complete. The stage was set to trick our eyes into seeing a battle, while the real entity was busy erasing humanity from the fabric of existence. You see it now. The pale horse is not a weapon. It is a vessel. And we have been watching the abduction of our own history right in front of our eyes.